So let's talk about the hoverboard. This is Kinyo, you guys. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Click that subscribe button. Let's talk hoverboards. Yeah, I've been working on the invention of the hoverboard for a very long time, and right now, I'm doing a lot of science research because it's the only way I'm going to get to the answer. And I'm really diving into the nature of reality in order to come up with whatever I'm going to need next for this invention, because it's no joke. The hoverboard is no joke. And so, yeah. Currently, I'm developing a new hypothesis that says that the zero dimension, the dimension that we think of under one, dimensions are illusions, but anyway, they have functional things that go on. So the zero dimension is underneath the first dimension, and I'm thinking about it as also calling it the circle dimension. Just creating these hypotheses, hoping that they'll land me towards something new. And I was like, one thing that needs to be discovered is the zero flip. I think I might be inventing a new skateboard trick here. Now, what is the zero flip? Now, let's take into account a board like this too. Let's say first let me get into the concept of what I'm thinking about when I say a zero flip. Because what I mean by a zero flip is, obviously if the board rotates left on its long axis, on its short axis, like this, we call that, you got a long board, short axis, rotation to the left, we call that a kickflip, right? Now, if it goes like this, we call that a shove it. I believe that. I don't know how you determine if it's a front side or a backside shove it. But anyway, if you're not front siding or back siding, if the board's just, I need to watch a video and figure it out. But anyway, so we know that the board can do rotations. Now, if the board does not rotate, this is one thing I'm thinking about on the zero dimension. But, what is 0 plus 0? Commonly, it's thought of as 0. And it is 0. But what is inside of that 0? I'm starting to think that while obviously we're not using any numerical values when it comes to 0, I think the 0 does actually hint at an inherent completion, and in some ways also an infinity. And so to take the 0 plus the 0, it's not going to be nothing. Now, it's going to be no distance, maybe, because of that dimension has no dimensions. There is no distance that can be traveled. But I think that when it gets into frequency or instance or power, I think there's still a lot of things that we can talk about. And so relating that to the hoverboard, now let's talk about the fact that when this board is in space. Now, the modifications here in test 60, you'll see they allow for the board to pass over objects on its own, given a sort of stated momentum. Now, while that's happening, the rider will have to not touch the board, which, if you look at skateboard tricks, is a very big part of skateboarding tricks. I'm not even getting into hippie jumps or body varials. I'm really only thinking about I had to shout out to my best mod, you know what I'm saying? Thanks, best mod. I'm thinking about the fact that when you do a trick, let's say you're doing a hard flip or a kick flip or anything like that, you have to let the flip happen, which means a lot of skateboarding is actually just letting things happen underneath your feet while you're in the air and getting your feet clear. And I think in that area, in that interaction, I think there's room for the invention of a new trick. Also, I have some other concepts regarding, I guess, the infinity gear. And just checking if my scientific notes were around me, but they're not. But I also have a theory about creating I almost feel like it's similar to a Stirling generator, but using temperature to create thrust. Basically, you know, right now my brain is thinking, yo, what if we angle? What if we angle in the airflow so that, you know, I thought I was getting somewhere, so I was trying to follow it down, but it's too deep. But yes, the Infinity engine, using pressure differences, using high heat to push air out, using cold temperatures to draw air in. Basically, if the skateboard's like this, on some of my other modifications that I don't think I have, on this one, I had a little exhaust thing, and I'm thinking maybe if we can use two things. Actually, what I'm thinking right now is I was thinking about maybe the air coming in and out, but I'm actually thinking, what if the air came up and back? So you're pulling air up through the board, pushing it out the back of the board. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video on that. But that's some hoverboard stuff for you guys.